The world that we live in now is changing. Currently, the United States of America is on top. We have the dollar, which is the world's reserve currency. The USA also owns more gold than any other nation. And while we are experiencing some inflation right now, it's not as bad as in other parts of the world. But will this always be the case? Or will things start to get worse? There is a lot of uncertainty out there, and we need to protect ourselves. So is there anything we can do about it? That's what I want to go over in this video. Let's get into it. First off, I want to let you know I have partnered with Atha Energy, a new company I've never talked about before. Stay tuned if you want to learn about them and their insane story. There are many different crises going on right now, and one of the big ones is the clash between the United States of America and China, each trying to weaken the other. China has been buying more and more oil from Russia. Meanwhile, Russia and Saudi Arabia are cutting their oil supplies to the West. This is becoming a big problem. On top of this, China is also purchasing more and more gold. The headline of this Kitco News article reads, "China's massive gold purchases may actually be underestimated and will likely continue for many years." Not only is the country buying gold, but they're also telling their citizens to buy gold as well. Check out this quote recently posted on Peter Schiff's gold blog. "Last week, an event occurred which was completely missed by the mainstream media. The People's Bank of China took the next important step to encourage a wider and less wealthy section of Chinese citizens to purchase gold and silver bullion. The PBOC opened the facility for citizens to convert renminbi cash savings held in the public's own bank accounts to be converted into physical gold at the click of a button." Now, I don't think these people are actually going to be able to hold the gold and silver bullion themselves. It will simply be held in a special account for them, which I do have an issue with that. I think if you can't hold it, then you don't own it, but at least they are taking a step in the right direction. But if we move back to the energy crisis, here is an article which just came out a few days ago. Saudi Arabia and Russia to continue voluntary oil cuts. The US and Western allies have argued that the world needs lower prices to support economic growth and the global economy. Saudi Arabia, the OPEC de facto leader, said it would continue with its voluntary oil output cut of 1 million barrels per day for the month of November and until the end of the year, and that it would renew this decision again next month. Russia in August said it would reduce exports by 300,000 barrels per day until the end of the year. The Saudi and Russian additional voluntary cuts come on top of April cuts agreed by them and several OPEC producers, which extend to the end of 2024. One side effect is higher gas prices. Just a few weeks ago, we were seeing $7 a gallon at some places in California. The other part of the energy crisis is that the United States consumes more uranium for energy than any other country. This is used for nuclear power, which more and more Americans are agreeing with. But the problem is that 76% of global production is from countries that we're not allied with, like Kazakhstan, Namibia, Uzbekistan, Russia, even China. The only two in the West are Canada and Australia. So these countries we need to be getting more uranium from. So what's the bottom line? What can we do to protect ourselves? Well, we can do what the central banks are doing. They are buying up more gold than ever. If the central banks are buying gold, maybe we should be buying gold as well. I mean, that's what China is telling their citizens to do. Buy gold, buy silver to protect yourself. I'm buying more gold. I think now is a great time to hold gold. In fact, since 2016, gold has nearly doubled in price. Another commodity that's done much better, however, is uranium. Uranium has actually quadrupled in price over the same time period. Now, I have talked about investing to grow your portfolio, and in the past, I've talked about two different uranium companies. Since May, one of them is up 55%, and the other one has doubled. But I want to talk about a new uranium company that I've never talked about before, one that you literally could not replicate what they have done if you tried to do it today. It's Atha Energy. This company is based up in Canada, which I previously mentioned we need to be getting uranium from Canada, and they have amassed the largest land package of any company in the Athabasca Basin. If you don't know what that is, it's home to the largest and highest grade uranium deposits in the world, and it's not even close. Atha Energy has no debt and plenty of cash on hand to fund all of their future projects. Also, a staggering 36% is owned by board, management, and insiders, but 30% of that comes from just two people, Matthew Mason and Timothy Young. Why are they important? Well, for the last decade, they've been staking land during the uranium bear market for Atha Energy. They're the reason the company exists today. Before Atha, these prospectors staked and discovered land which they sold to another uranium company that they own 10% of. That company is up 2,300% since their discovery. It's now a $4 billion uranium company. These are two of the most successful uranium energy entrepreneurs in the world, and for the last decade, they've been finding land for Atha Energy. If we compare Atha Energy to some of their peers, you can see their land holdings so much larger than anyone else, more than double the next closest. The value per acre extremely low as well, and their cash position much larger than anyone else, so they are poised and ready to go. Not only are they positioned around other massive uranium discoveries, but they also have a 10% carried interest in another uranium company. That's a little cherry on top. As far as their strategy goes, they are currently undertaking the largest ever multi-platform electromagnetic survey in the history of the Athabasca Basin, and based on the results of this survey, that is where they're going to start drilling. Their leadership team is top notch, and the CEO, Troy, previously worked for two other uranium companies. He is a geologist, and he helped find and expand massive uranium deposits at both. He is the right man for the job. Because Atha Energy is so early in the exploration phase, there are so many catalysts for them. If you want to do your own research, find out if they are right for you and your portfolio, I will put a link down below in the description. I've never seen anything like Atha Energy before. I mean, their land package is so massive, it's like 20 exploration companies in one, with the upside potential of all 20 companies combined. It's mind-boggling when you think about it. I've only talked about uranium companies twice before. Both of the other companies I talked about were big winners, so I'm hoping this one will be a winner as well. I would love to go 3 for 3 with my uranium companies that I've talked about, but the bottom line is you cannot purchase and hold physical uranium because, well, it's illegal to do so, and it would also probably make you very sick. So if you want to invest in energy, invest in uranium, one of the only ways to do that is by investing in uranium companies. If you want something physical you can hold, obviously I recommend gold. I want to say a big thank you once again to Atha Energy for partnering with me to help make this video possible. I also want to say a big thank you to all of you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Silver Dragons out.